But the relief at source point is really interesting, because this is another thing that people might be able to do this year that just earns them thousands of pounds out of nowhere. I made a video on this, and a lady got in touch over Instagram and said, I watched your video. Me and my friend went into work the next day and we've just claimed back $8,000 each.
Wow.
And she was like, that's
because she was missing out on the high rate relief.
She claimed back 4 years worth,
Wow.
you know. And what was, can you explain what's going on there? And I think it's 1.5 billion a year is not claimed. So
Yes.
this is like, there's a lot of money that's on the table, and people listening to this right now will be able to do this tomorrow.
So some pension schemes will take your pension contributions out of your gross pay, which means you simply don't pay tax on that money that gets paid into your pension scheme by your employer. Great. So you've automatically had tax release because you just haven't paid tax on that money. But other pension schemes, as you've described, you pay the money gets taken out of your pay, out of your net pay, after tax has been deducted. It gets paid over to the pension company. The pension company will then claim basic rate tax relief from the government. So you get 20% back into your pension scheme, and it gets paid directly into your pension scheme. Great. If you're a basic rate taxpayer, job done. But if you're a higher rate taxpayer, or if you're a top rate taxpayer, you're eligible for another 20 or 25% tax relief on the money that got paid into your pension. But you won't get it unless you put that money on your tax return and you say, look, I paid £1,000 into my pension, you owe me some more tax relief. So you have to claim the extra money back from HMRC.
You can call them, you can email them, and you can do a self-assessment at the end of the year. And that's if you go into your employer tomorrow and say, is our scheme relief at source? And they say yes, and you're a higher rate taxpayer, you could potentially do this, and you can go back 4 years.
No, you're absolutely right. And you don't have to wait and do it in your tax return at the end of the year. You can just write to HMRC and say, by the way, I've been making these pension contributions, you owe me some money.
Yeah, enjoy that, people.
Yeah.
Happy January. That's why you listen to Making Money. But yeah, I know, like, the thing is, you know, say 40,000 people listen to this episode, there's going to be hundreds of people that applies to, and it's like a big amount of cash, isn't it? Because if you're paying, you know, 8% or 4% of your income times by 4 years, it's a lot of money.
And I don't have the number in my top of my head, but it's billions of pounds that goes unclaimed every year.
Yeah, and
HMRC is surprisingly quite relaxed about that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. and you call me cynical. I mean, because most people who, you know, from most people who have a SIP or whatever are aware of this. They know that, oh, I need to claim that back. It's this apathy again of the auto enrollment that makes people think everything's been done for me. So, you know, they don't realize that they need that to claim that 20%. And it doesn't go into your pension. You get it as cash in your bank account.
Oh, right.
It's like, you know, you should put it into your pension. That's what you should do. But you just get a lump of cash, don't you? Tax-free cash.
Yeah. And if you've been missing out on it, as you say, there could be years worth of free money there.
It's not just that. It's the 4 years bonus. Like, happy birthday, plus every year you can claim it again. So going forward, so potentially it's tens of thousands of pounds over a career that you can claim back.
You're welcome.
Yeah. No, well, thanks for explaining that, because I kind of mention it all the time, but I think people can get a bit lost in the weeds. And I think, you know, what I want to do today is make sure that people have actionable things that they can go away with that aren't just go pay more money in. Get out of the default fund and check if your scheme is relief at source and claim back the tax relief. And, you know, have a holiday on us or put it into your pension. Yeah.
This was a clip from our episode with pensions guru and general legend Tom McPhail. To watch the full episode, click right here.